The night has drawn its curtains over the city. Here at the Hotel Nocturne, the lights are low, and another story is waiting to be told. Tonight, it is the story of the man in room 412, the story of the watchmaker's hands. His name is Alistair Finch, though no one here knows it. To the girl at the front desk, he is simply the quiet, elderly gentleman with the neatly trimmed white beard and the hands that tremble just slightly when he signs the guest ledger. He did not bring a suitcase. He brought only a small, worn leather satchel, the kind a doctor might have carried a century ago. It contains a change of shirt, a slim volume of poetry, and nothing else. He is not here to stay. He is here to wait. His room overlooks the square. It is a good room, with a heavy damask curtain and a window that opens with a satisfying low groan. He opened it as soon as he arrived, letting in the cool, damp November air and the sounds of the city settling into slumber. The hiss of tires on wet pavement, a distant, lonely siren. The murmur of a couple walking arm in arm under the streetlights below. But Alistair is not listening to the city. He is listening to the hotel. He sits in the dark in a wing-back chair by the window, his posture as straight and precise as a pin in a clockwork movement. His eyes are closed. His hands, those treacherous, once miraculous hands, are resting on the armrests, palms up as if in offering or surrender, and he is listening. He can hear the hotel's heartbeats. There is the grandfather clock in the lobby, 4 floors down. Its tick is a deep, resonant thud, a pendulum of polished brass, swinging in a slow, hypnotic arc. A second of life, a second of death. Steady, inescapable. It is an old clock, a Graham, he thinks, from the richness of its chime on the quarter hour. He can feel its vibration through the floorboards, a slow, deep pulse that seems to move the very air in his room. He imagines its great, heavy weights descending with imperceptible slowness, converting the memory of a wind-up into the present moment. A controlled fall, a managed surrender to time. That clock, he thinks, has measured the arrivals and departures of thousands. It has measured honeymoons and heartbreaks. It has measured the silence between arguments and the long, quiet hours of grief. It does not care. It simply measures. Then there is the mantel clock in the hotel's library, just down the hall. He can hear it if he concentrates. Its tick a much faster, lighter, more nervous sound. A French carriage clock, perhaps. A frantic little brass heart, beating twice as fast as the old giant in the lobby. Its ticking is the sound of anxiety, of moments slipping away too quickly. It is the sound of a reader looking up from their book to find the hour has vanished. It is the sound of waiting for a telephone call that will not come. Alistair imagines its tiny, intricate escapement, the pallet fork locking and unlocking the escape wheel with a delicate metallic kiss. Tick-tock, tick-tock, a sound like a secret being whispered, over and over. For 60 years, sounds like these were Alistair's entire world. Not the chimes, not the grand faces of the clocks, but the secret, internal music of the movements. He could diagnose a watch by the sound of its balance wheel, by the rhythm of its tick. A limp in its gait meant a bent pivot. A hurried, frantic beat meant the hairspring was tangled. His hands, his steady, perfect hands, could enter that miniature, secret world of gears and jewels and set it right. He could dismantle time, lay its components out on a velvet cloth like the bones of a tiny, mechanical bird, and then reassemble it, breathing life back into the stillness. His hands. He looks down at them now in the dim city light filtering through the window. The fingers are long and elegant, the nails still immaculate lean, but they are traitors. A fine, persistent tremor runs through them, a vibration that has no rhythm, no reason. It is a chaotic electrical noise in the once perfect silence of his control. Parkinson's, the doctor had said. A name as blunt and heavy as a hammer. The tremor began in his left hand, a slight flutter he could hide by putting his hand in his pocket. But it has migrated, as all things do, crossing the frontier of his body to invade the right. The last watch he tried to repair was 6 months ago, a simple Patek Philippe Calatrava. He'd laid the movement out, just as he had thousands of times before. But when he picked up his finest tweezers to place the balance jewel, his fingers began their chaotic dance. The jewel, a speck of ruby worth more than its weight in gold, sprang from the tweezer's grasp. He heard it, a tiny, almost imperceptible tink, as it landed somewhere on the workshop floor. He spent 2 days on his hands and knees, searching for that tiny, lost star. He never found it. He closed the workshop the next day. A life's work, a world of precision, undone by a quiver of his own flesh. Now he holds no tools. He simply listens. There is another clock. He can just barely hear it. It is in the room next to his 414. It is not the hotel's clock. It is a travel alarm. Small, plastic, and quartz. Its tick is an insult. A cheap, soulless little click, produced by a battery and a crystal oscillating at a frequency he cannot even imagine. It is perfect time, of course. Utterly accurate. Utterly without character. It has no heartbeat. It has no soul. It does not need a watchmaker. It measures time perfectly, and when it fails, it is not mended. It is discarded. He feels a strange, cold pity for the person in the next room, sleeping under the guard of such a hollow, perfect tyrant. Alistair rises from his chair and walks, slowly, to the wall that separates his room from 414. He presses his ear against the cool, floral wallpaper. Yes, there it is. Click, click, click. The sound of the modern world. Relentless, disposable. It is the sound of a world that no longer has time for him. He thinks of his wife, Eleanor. She moved through time like a melody. Her rhythm was one of patient grace. He remembers the sound of her breathing as she slept beside him for 50 years. A sound far more comforting and reliable than any clock's tick. Her heart, a miraculous movement of flesh and blood, had simply stopped. No warning. No tremor. No chance for a watchmaker to mend it. Time, in its ultimate cruelty, could not be repaired. He returns to his chair. The grandfather clock in the lobby begins to chime the hour. 12 deep, sonorous bells. It is midnight. The day is dead. A new one, identical and empty, has begun. Each chime hangs in the air, a perfect shimmering circle of sound, before fading into the hotel's deep silence. Alistair counts them, each one a heavy weight on his heart. When the last chime has faded, a new silence descends, a deeper silence. The city outside has finally given up. There are no more sirens, no more cars. There is only the hum of the hotel itself. And in that hum, Alistair can begin his real work. He closes his eyes and pictures the face of the grandfather clock. He imagines the great golden hands sweeping in their inexorable path. Then, in his mind's eye, he shrinks, becoming small enough to step through the glass into the clockwork forest behind the dial. His hands, in his mind, are steady. He walks among the great brass gears, their teeth meshing with the slow, deliberate grace of turning constellations. The air smells of brass and old oil. The sound of the ticking is all around him now, a physical presence, the sound of the world's true engine. He reaches out a steady, imaginary hand and rests it on the great escape wheel. He feels the lock and release, the fundamental pulse of measured time. He is home. He spends what feels like hours in this silent, mechanical world. He inspects the pivots, polishes the jewels with a phantom cloth. He makes tiny, infinitesimal adjustments that no one but he would ever notice. He is not fixing the clock. He is simply communing with it. He is remembering the man he was, the man whose hands could hold time captive and make it sing. Here, in the imaginary workshop of his mind, his hands do not betray him. They are young again, confident and sure. They move with an economy of motion that was once his trademark. They can handle the smallest screw, the most delicate spring. They can hold a moment still, examine it, and set it back on its way, better than it was before. The sky outside is turning from black to a deep bruised purple when Alistair finally opens his eyes. The tremor in his hands is still there. He raises one to his face, and in the faint morning light, it looks like a stranger's hand. A hand he does not recognize. But he feels a sense of peace he has not felt in a long, long time. He did not sleep. He did not need to. He has spent the night putting his own house in order, winding the springs of his memory and listening to the steady, reassuring heartbeat of a world he once commanded. He rises, goes to the window, and closes it, shutting out the waking city. His work is done now. The clocks will continue without him. Their hands will keep turning, measuring the moments he can no longer hold. And in the profound, settled silence of room 412, Alistair Finch finally allows himself to rest.